Let's fight! A very good evening to each and every one of you, wherever you're joining us from around the world. We there. And he loses another case in the High Court. Let's fight, guys. Welcome in the ring, wherever you guys are joining us from tonight, around the world. Welcome. Welcome, folks. We trust that you guys have had a fantastic day. Pace and power in 2022. We're backing down, boots on the ground, folks. Well, boots were on the ground in the High Court today. We there. Folks, coming up, one of the attorneys, the lead attorney in this matter, Mr. Selwyn Pieters, is going to be joining us. Senior counsel himself, attorney at law, Selwyn Pieters, international lawyer Selwyn Pieters, will be joining us, folks. Coming up. But first, good to see you guys. Good to see each and every one of you, wherever you guys are joining us from. It is our privilege having you guys here with us, and it's our privilege to be here with you as well, guys. Good to see you, Gwyneth Jones, Onessa Wardeen, Osman Hodge, and Bobani. Gwyneth Jones, good to see you. I see Jean Williams is with us as well. Millicent Ross, Barbara Major is here. Penelope Hudson, Everett Small, and all the other fantastic folks like Pinky Vaughn. Let's fight, guys. Let's fight. Good to have you guys. How was your day, folks? How was your day? Well, folks, not only the year is racing on, the week is racing on as well. That's why we got to go with pace and power and accomplish the things we've set out to accomplish, guys, because the week is almost gone. Wednesday already. Thursday's upon us, guys. Pace and power. Pace and power. Good to have you. Yep. Guys, we're fired up and we're ready to go. We're in the ring again. We are in the ring again. Who don't know? We're in the ring again, folks. Good to have all you guys with us. We in the ring again. Love to have all you guys with us this evening. You know, Selwyn, attorney at law, lives in Canada, and Selwyn is already backstage in a virtual green room, and Selwyn probably wonder why we're making all this noise here. You know, the Canadians are very conservative people, but us Guyanese, no. And let's fight, guys. Good to have each and every one of you with us. You know, as you come into the ring, into the Coliseum, the arena and stadium, you gotta share the live stream, smash that emoji button. We don't come off the mark here for anything less than 300 shares, guys. So you gotta keep going. You gotta start if you have not as yet. Share the live stream, smash that emoji button. Donnelly Van, we ready to go. What about you? Yonat Benjamin, Tanya Cummins, we in the ring again. Fired up and ready to go. Joycelyn Richards, good to see you, Joycelyn. And Cecile Ogle, how are you doing, Cecile? Henrietta Lancaster is here as well. Bob Annie is here. Erica Hooper, Marlin. Ian Adams is here as well. Guys, the comments are going by so fast. We gotta slow down. Hold up. Ian Adams, we shared the live stream already. Paulette Niles, what about you? Claudette Henry, Mark Allman, Shawnette Barnes, Lennox Anderson. So many names I missed. We have to go back up. Derek McCalman, good to see you. Ian Adams, as we said, he says, I'm ready to rumble. German Fordyce, we are as well. Dennis London Welchman, Paulette, is it Mirista Andrews? Paulette Mirista Andrews, all these fancy names like Shirley Carrington. Good to see you, Shirley Carrington. Good to have you here, as well as Patricia Asana. Folks, we're fired up and ready to go. We're 4 minutes in and we're looking good. Smash that emoji button. Share the live stream. Let us know how the audio is for you guys. Let us know how you're receiving us. Good to have you, folks. We are fired up like the attorney on this case, Selwyn Pieters, and we are ready to go. Selwyn is here. He's ready to fight. Selwyn don't fight, you know. At heart, Selwyn is Guyanese, says Pashwe. The Canadians is fight. But Guyanese means Pashwe. Hold my shot. Guys, good to have you. We're in the ring again. Margaret Craig, we see you. Paul D'Angelo is here. Paul is here. Paul says, all protocols haven't been observed. Let me see what Paul has written here. Dion, Ayana Bibi Sandiford, good to see you. Carlotta Reynolds, good to see you. Kieran Daly, is it Francia Fraser? Good to see you. Wilma Grant is joining us in Brooklyn. Brooklyn's in the house. It's Queens in the house too, folks. It's Queens in the house. Roxanne, Odessa, Volme Wilson, Isabella Butters, Isabella. Respect and manners to Isabella and the person who introduced Isabella to our program. Isabella told us she was introduced to our program about a month ago and she said she can't get enough of it. Good to see you, Isabella. Let's fight. Idol Rodney, we see you as well. And as I said, Paul D'Angelo was telling us all protocols observe, share, record breaking shares, boots on the ground, oppose and depose. The Jagabals in the trenches will suffer a first round knockout. That's it. Boots on the ground. We come to oppose and depose. Share, record breaking share. That's what we're looking for. We coming off the mark for nothing less than, folks, 300 shares. Maybe we up the ante this evening to 400. We there. And we got we lawyer. We got we lawyer here too. We got our lawyer here, folks. We in the ring again. We in the ring again. You see, I can see Selwyn in the green room. He's hydrating. So this is a man who come to go 12 rounds. I hope Anil able. Somebody tag Anil tonight. Tag Anil tonight. Your worst nemesis. His worst nemesis in the ring tonight. Will Anil shop? If Anil says send me the stream, I invite Anil in tonight. Pashwe. If Anil won't come in the stream, we send you the link tonight. It's Pashwe Wednesday. Good to see each and every one of you guys. How things going? Well, we got a lot of stories loading. We got a lot of issues loading. People, Guy Oil. I got a lot of bad complaints. About Guy Oil. I got a lot of complaints, but guys, stories loading, folks. Stories loading. We're really coming up the mark. We got to see those shares. We got to see those emojis. Stories loading though. Quite a few stories. Guy Oil, a lot of complaints there. A lot of complaints, and this manager, HR manager, Ishri. No, I ain't meet the staff yet at Guy Oil who had anything positive to say about Ishri. Ishri, you gotta watch yourself, boy. That's not good at all. That is not good. Right? That is not good. We need people who can lead. We need bullies in the workplace. Ishri, watch yourself, boy. Watch yourself. Them people don't got nothing good to say. We gotta watch that. NCN, Michael Gordon. Michael, you say you don't care who said what, who carry back news and all that. Well, we hearing. Michael, you really think, Michael, y'all left NCN properly? You really think how the roof, the leaking, that place was under such decadence, experiencing such decadence and decay? Y'all honestly think you left NCN properly, Michael? You better just pay the people, right? Michael especially should just take your medication and try to live long. Take your medication. That was the advice last night. Take your medication and try to live long, Michael. You understand? And pay the people their leave passage. Right? They won't hear no lecture in the meetings. And we can play the recording. Folks at NCN who tuned in to us tonight, we can play the recording with Michael in that meeting. Berating the former Prime Minister, Moses Nakamuti. You should be ashamed of yourself, Michael. Just pay the people, man. Pay the people their leave passage, right? Pay the people their leave passage. Take your medication and try to live long. We got stories loading. Ishri at Guy Oil. We can unpack Ishri file one of these nights. Hold on. We go unpack, and you all know when we say we opening the files. It's files. We can unpack Ishri files. And Michael Gordon, again, Michael. Michael, just pay the people the leave passage. Y'all left NCN good? Huh? Y'all left NCN good is who pick farm. Them vans for NCN used to be fetching pick up and down the highway. And y'all left NCN properly? Michael be coming back. Hold on, folks. Hold on, folks. Who's sharing the live stream? Who's smashing the emoji button? We ain't even got into first round yet, and cup and so on, then done pelting. Murder Monroe, good to see you. Idol Rodney, good to see you. Paul DeAngelo, our guest of honor. The main event is already backstage. The man in training, the man pelting some punches at the back there. The one and only attorney at law, international lawyer, Selwyn Pieters, is joining us, and he's picking up on that massive loss to the Attorney General today in the High Court. Right? The Attorney General was trying to stop this case. The Police Service Commission case, you know, that same case, man, with the promotions and so on, that same case. Another loss. AG went nothing yet. Since August 2020, you point to a case that the learned Attorney General of this country has won. You point to one case. Come on. Strain a little bit to find a case that the Attorney General has won. Not one case. But as we tell you folks, we got some stories loading. Who's sharing the live stream? Who's smashing the emoji button, folks? You know, a lot of people going off on social media recently. If you have one bar the bell, just ask us. Just ask me, see what we can say. You want bar the bell to unpack on some people? To unplug on some people? Just ask us. Folks, good to have each and every one of you here. Welcome in the ring. For those of you who are joining us from the national capital, from the motherland, folks, we are so privileged to be with you this evening. We are so privileged, but you got to share. Share the live stream, and then smash that emoji button, folks. We want to see how you guys are feeling out there. We got a heavyweight coming up in attorney at law, Selwyn Pieters, and a heavyweight. Good to see you, folks. We are fired up. We are ready to go at this end, guys. So good to see you. Share the live stream. Smash the emoji button. The guys in the back are smiling. Something got them happy. Share, smash, and share. We're going for a record tonight, folks. Who's fired up and ready to go? Who is fired up and ready to go? Pace and power. That's what we say, man. Pace and power. Selwyn ready, you know. Right? Selwyn said right now, hold me back, don't go. Hold me shut. That's where those splash me. Hold me shut. Women would say, hold my earrings. Hold my earrings, people. Hold me back. Hold me shut. Folks, let's go. From around the world, are we ready, guys? Are we fired up? We ready to go? The guys say we got to share. Guys, we're so happy to have you. Trust you've had a good day, a productive day at work, whatever you found to do today, guys. We trust you did it well. From around the world, folks, from around the world. Are we going from around the world? Is it so? Or are we closer to home? I think we're closer to home. Yep. Right here at home, Signs of the Times. Around the world, and then we come back home. Signs of the Times, guys. Signs of the Times. Good to have each and every one of you here. But Signs of the Times, we wish it was under better circumstances. Signs of the Times. Look what happened here. Things tight, and then calamity strikes. Calamity strikes, Bagotville Junction. Right? Shocking. A GPL pole just fell on these folks' caravan. People trying to catch the little hand. Oh, Father. I know if it's the bear sign 6 for 1,000. Right? Maybe it is what do you call it? It is Providence saying these prices little thing. Things tight, we got pulled down these prices a little bit. Right? But this lamppost came down on this caravan, and we don't have any reports of injuries. We don't. Right? But just when you think your day can't get any worse, them customers ain't even coming out like they used to anymore. But the lamppost fall. GPL, come on, GPL, we got to fix these problems, man. Y'all don't go and check posts anymore and make sure these posts are strong and so on. Huh? What all this money, the budget going for? What all these money going for? Come on, folks. GPL, we got to do better. We're just happy that thus far there have been no reported injuries. We are just happy about that. Thanking our lucky stars. I'm certain the folks there in the caravan as well were thanking their lucky stars. We're hopeful that was the case there, that they were all safe and sound, guys, and no doubt, those who returned from the fire gone back right away. That being said, folks, moving on in the fight card from around the world. We come back home. We come back home. Well, last season we told you all about this boat mishap. We told you guys about this boat mishap. But what we've learned some additional information we thought we ought to share with you folks. Right? The vessels took on water very quickly. We heard there were two boats coming along the Essequibo there, coming along a turn at Supernam. And I don't know what transpired. We talked about this in our morning program today, FYI. I don't know if them boys didn't look in, if it was midnight, if it is what, GPL gave them a blackout. What happened? Or a post maybe fell on them. But the two boats collided with each other. And a passenger told us today, reached out to us and said the vessels quickly took on water and sank in a matter of minutes. They said it was pandemonium there, guys. My Lord. And thankfully again, much like the caravan situation there in Bargersville, right, on the West Coast, much like that, there were no serious reported injury from this collision here, thankfully. Right? No reports of fatality. Folks, folks, you got to thank your lucky stars sometimes. Thank the big man upstairs. You got to do that sometimes. When you have these closures, we also have some footage coming out from what transpired there. Take a look, folks. Take a look. Yep. That's what transpired there. That is what transpired there. I know some of y'all were flung overboard like that. Some of y'all don't give up. When you see that massive Essequibo there, that massive body of water, some folks would already give up. Some folks would have already given up. If that went by too fast for you guys, take another look. Take another listen. Yep. That's how it looks, folks. That is how it looks. And again, we are so happy. We are so happy, guys. There are no reported fatality, folks. Coming up, we have with us international lawyer, Mr. Selwyn Pieters. And we're going to be talking about that defeat in the High Court of Anil. Once more, Anil win nothing. Case after case, folks. Anil is not winning anything at all. What's going on? What's going on? He win nothing? Nothing as yet. Can you believe that? Coming up, Selwyn is going to be talking to us about that. International lawyer. The man win nothing yet. Nothing. Dave? Nothing as yet. Nothing as yet has been. Coming up, international lawyer, Mr. Selwyn Pieters, guys. But first, folks, Ghana is not a real place. Y'all know this by now. We only confirming things. We only confirming for you. Ghana is not a real place. Who is smashing the emoji button for us? Who is going to share our broadcast tonight? Let's fight, guys. Let's fight. The man who win nothing yet. But I can tell you, I can't tell you win and you didn't win. Sorry. Better luck next time, my brother. Better luck next time. And we march on. Nothing is yet. Anything yet, Anil? Anything yet? Nothing as yet. Nothing as yet. Moving on is not a real place. We can tell you. It's not a real place. Ghana is not a real. Now, this bar owner has sustained multiple stab wounds. A bar owner, why? Why has that happened? Because Ghana is not a real place. The man asked some people, Mohammed Razik, right, from the quarantine. Everybody want a little sleep. No bar open 24, so the man said, tired of one little sleep. Right? Could you all leave the premises now? Oh. Let the I get a little sleep, no man. No, them boys not having it. Them boys not having it. These are the kind of patrons. Them boys the bar is closed at 6 a.m. Them boys just walk around the corner and come back 6 to 5, knocking on the door. Them boys just come back knocking on the door. Y'all up yet? Why y'all up this late? Multiple stab wounds. This businessman from the quarantine, Mohammed Razik, And we are, I don't know, like God came down in this country today and he stayed a little bit. The boat mishap, no fatality. The lamppost fell, no fatality. Multiple stab wounds this businessman was inflicted on him, right? By these folks who didn't want to leave his premises. By these folks who did not want to leave the premises. You all think these folks in this country easy? We special, you know. That's where Selwyn went far. we too special for Selwyn. Attorney at Law Selwyn Pieters, that is. Coming up, folks. He's coming up. He's going to be with us shortly. Moving on. Our thoughts and prayers are with businessman Mohammed Razik, and we hope that he makes a full recovery. A full recovery. That being said, folks, we often show you how something started. But in this segment, we don't often, we want to show you how it's going. We don't often show you how it's going, you know. Right? And a lot of people sometimes get bad name in the first instance. Right? Get bad name in the first instance, like Paul Slow and them. Yep. The police service commission and them, sometimes you just get bad name in the first instance. But when we show how things going, as Selwyn Pieters will come and tell us just now how things going, then you see a different light. Similar to that, folks. Similar to that. You all remember this policeman. We featured him on this program as well. He had a bribery charge brought against him, rather, that he had demanded $200,000 to duck a matter, to duck a case. Right? And that matter, he was charged, the matter was before the court. We're being made to understand that no evidence, no supporting evidence was provided against Mario Parsaram. And so he was freed of that bribery charge just today. Just today. We just wanted to tell you how that is going. We just wanted to tell you how that... We thought we had the right, having covered the story in the first instance of this bribery charge. $200,000 allegedly was demanded initially. Right? But we're being made to understand that the matter, as we said, went to court. No evidence was provided. And so Parshram has gone free. Mario Parshram has gone free. Mario, stay the straight and narrow, my brother. Stay on the straight and narrow. Today apparently was one of those days. Right? Stay on the straight and narrow. That being said, folks, moving on in fight card. Moving on. How it going? Them boys say they can make sugar great again. How is that going? How are they going for y'all? Huh? Sugar now bitter. Right? Sweet lies, but bitter sugar. Sweet lies in the sugar industry, but sugar bitter now. How is it going? Just yesterday we told you all of the rice farmers who were protesting. Them boys said the miller's getting 70,000 a ton of paddy, but they won't get them 65. It can't work, sir. It cannot work, so them boys protesting. Well, Brabant and some other estates, sugar workers, they're too protesting. They said they owed some money. They owed some money and they want the money. Them boys telling us they want the money. Right? That's what they're telling us. Listen to what one of them had to say, explaining the situation. Take a listen, folks. Share the live stream. Smash the emoji button.
Gentlemen, we get a real serious problem concerning we are the people who come across the bridge from Rosal Estate walking at Blaymont. Right? And the issue was we're supposed to have 2 hours every day during to the crossing and the bridge system were affecting me since 2018, right? And we come across and we start to walk, right? At one time, since 2020 we raised the problem, it didn't serve nothing, it gone down just like that. But now since last year there we take it serious 2021, right? And we start get a payment of the 2 hour. The estate start refunding money since then, since March month, the 4th of March, right? But we asking for the backdated money from 2018, what they owe we for the hours them. It's real hard, it's tough for wake up because the time was over there was 5 o'clock. And now the backdate half an hour more, 4:30, you got to catch lorry. And it ain't easy. Sometimes you come across there the bridge lock for your afternoon time. Actually, night you're reaching across back. This is not about we this alone. This includes with family, with wife, with children, and everybody, because we're making a great sacrifice. We're willing for work, but we need we money. Also, what we work for already, we need we money. Prices get hard. Everything get very expensive. We ain't working for no kind of money at this estate when the week up. The little that we got could barely make it out for the week. We depend on a weekly earnings every week just to survive. We family and we children are sent to school, and we need somebody to look into this matter and look at we concern what we suffering through. Right? Asking for the agriculture minister, Mr. Mustafa, if you could look into this matter. Is a very serious matter, right? That we looking in, right? And we need, right, to this somebody to stand to this, because it's very serious, right? Really need this.
Yep, that's how it's going, folks. That's how it's going. That is how it's going. But I'm a little befuddled by this situation here at Gaisuko, at Blairmont and other places. A little befuddled. It's a little confusing. And just in case you have been asleep since 2020, here's why it's confusing. Here is why it is confusing. Who's sharing the live stream for us? Who's smashing the emoji button? Pace and power. How can they not pay them buys yet? This money that they're demanding. Because since they're coming in 2020, even before the first budget, they gave guys to got 600 million. And then the first budget in 2020, September 2020, that was a big budget. At that time, they said that was the biggest budget ever at 329 million. Guys, you got 5 billion. You tell me we look after this problem at Blairmont? And then in December 2020, they come back, them boys come back for supplemental. 17.4 billion. Guys, you got 4 billion out of that. You tell me we ain't fix Blairmont problem? And that was just 2020. In 2021, February, they said this again is the biggest budget ever. $383 billion. Guys, you got 2 billion. In June of 2021, they come back to the National Assembly again for more money. They get 21.3 billion. They get Gaisuko 1.5 billion. You tell me we didn't fix Blairmont? And then in December of 2021, they come again for supplemental. 26 billion, of which Gaisuko got 5.1. You tell me we didn't fix this problem at Blairmont? I find something wrong with that. And then we get, folks, we get to this year, February, national budget, the biggest budget ever. The biggest of the biggest, the mother of all budgets, $552 billion. Right? How much went to Gaisuko? $6 billion. You tell me we ain't fixed this little problem by Blairmont yet? We in open Wales, so we not to spend money there. We closing down and more, so we have to spend too much money there. And you're trying to tell me we ain't fix this Blairmont problem yet, people? They're trying to make me something. Sugar workers, them boys trying to make me something. All of these billions, and they ain't fix the problem yet? Who thieving all the money there, man? In Gaisuko, who thieving the money there? Something is wrong. Something is wrong. Something is wrong there, folks. Something is wrong, but we will keep you guys posted as we get more updates. Something. We calling for an audit. Auditor General, deal that, Sharma. Audit is needed there. Something is wrong. You're throwing money down a hole. You're throwing money down a hole. Folks, you know what I said? Not only what's happening at Blairmont, not only what is happening in the sugar industry. You know what I said? When you come to have a nice time, and then it's tragedy. And I'm talking about Anil in the High Court today. What is that when you come to have a nice time? Nice time. And then it's tragedy. Look what we saw recently. This young man, in a area called Crabwood Creek. A US-based guy, he came home for his brother's wedding. And at the wedding house, some folks want to come in the yard. And the family say, no, y'all are welcome here. You know, some people always want to go since 10 cup nap. Right? And I know if it's because the government got all the prices high, chicken price high, boar price high. People trying to eat wherever they can eat now. Right? People don't have to know you're coming to a party. It's lunch you're coming for, or it's dinner or something. They're crashing parties. So they're trying to go into the people yard. People say, y'all are not welcome here. Don't come out here. Right? And they're going up the street now, lashing up the people's vehicle. And of course, some of the people at the wedding house went outside to see what's happening. And this is how this young man is going to lose his life. 21 years old, US-based Guyanese, came home, according to reports, for his brother's wedding. And people, we on this side of the Atlantic, life is so cheap, or thought of so cheaply. A little incident like that, people confronting y'all, people want you to come eat out all the chicken, eat out all the plantain, and the boar and so on. And this is the attitude. They're going to stab this young man. God help you all. God help you. I hope they find you all. Right? And just for y'all, they institute hanging. Just for y'all. Some of y'all got make an example. Just like that, they stabbed this young man. 21 years old. Came home for his brother's wedding. Right? And now they're going to have his funeral. That's sad, folks. That is sad. His entire family, folks. Our thoughts and prayers go out to you guys and the community there at Crabwood Creek. Where all this went down, folks. Our thoughts and prayers are with you guys. Moving on to the fight card, folks. The Village Sage. Y'all know in the ring, we got the mace up high when the fight in session. But then sometimes we got to revert into committee to deal with some issues. And yesterday, we dealt with an issue on the program. Apparently, a side chick wants to become the main event, the main squeeze, and she now going to post up the fella picture. No, the man marry on social media. What kind of people you got living in this country, man? Huh? What kind of people you got living in this country? And we prayed for you, the wives, their wives' response. Very colorful. And we prayed for you as it is. You know, some of y'all like pretend that y'all don't hear these things in society. Some of y'all too pretensive, you know. Some of y'all too little spiritual for us, you know. Y'all pretend y'all don't hear anything. The woman was upset and she stated her mind. So they came to the Village Sage. They come to the Village Sage asking for some advice. Well, I don't always know everything. Selwyn can tell you that. Right? So sometimes I touch base with Selwyn, attorney-at-law Selwyn Pieters, who we can have in a second on the Paul Slow win victory in the High Court today. I turned to Selwyn and said, Selwyn, what would you do as a sage? Right? And we reached out to one fellow on that particular situation. The man had some words of wisdom. You might like it. You might like it. Right? But the sage tonight brings to you some advice. Part of what he said, don't let the side chick get disrespectful. You know, some side chicks, some of y'all getting disrespectful now, you know. Right? If you know there's a side chick, type yes in the comment section. Side chicks getting disrespectful now, you know. Side chicks, the man advice, don't get disrespectful. Right? Now, I see Dave at the back here, one of our technical guys, he left holding head because he now think he side chick might comment in the section here. But this is what this fellow had to say. Right? And this will be my advice as a sage on these issues. As the Village Sage, this is my advice.
Just respect this here, right? Never ever, y'all men, I talk into y'all, right? Never ever get your woman at home and get no sweet woman, no woman outside disrespecting your woman at home. Never ever encourage her. Anytime a woman outside disrespecting a woman at home, she could disrespect you. It's time for y'all done. Don't ever make that happen. And most of the time, them sweet women don't get nothing for her. For all of them just get for her for is a good blow. This all them just get for her for. Them sweet women don't get nothing for her for. You understand? And them man, they say just know them sweet woman giving them blow plus disrespecting them woman at home and still keeping them. Or why you could keep a woman with disrespecting a woman at home. Yeah, understand? That makes sense. And another thing what men does do and y'all need to stop it. Don't ever talk y'all woman or wife name at all with no sweet woman. Yeah, what I said? Never, ever, ever, ever do that. Yeah, understand? Just respect the saying.
Yep. They make any sense? Some side chicks disrespectful. Come back in line. Come back in line. Know your brackets, side chick. Know your brackets. That being said, folks, this other segment, beat and teach. This is when you're saying sound your opponent. Beat and teach. Right? You're destroying them with language and logic. Mostly logic. Beat and teach. You're schooling them. Schooling the enemy. Schooling your opponent. Schooling them, folks. Beat and teach. That's what it means to school. But we saw some of that recently. In the first instance, folks. In the first instance, you all remember the situation here. You had the International Energy Conference and Expo, and them boys, he'll invite the opposition. Well, Raphael Chapman came out today in a letter to the editor, and he said, y'all is crosses. He said, y'all a pack of jagabats and trench crappos. That's what he said, really and truly. Not in those exact words, of course, but just to summarize. I won't read the whole letter now. He said, y'all a pack of jagabats and trench crappos. And here is why. He said, because when we had the very first oil and gas expo, we invited the opposition. Raphael Trackman said that. He said, we invited the opposition. He said, we wasn't wicked, stink, and dirty like them boys. That's what the fella said. Not in those exact words, of course, but you get the gist. He said, we ain't wicked, stink, and dirty like them boys. We were magnanimous enough to invite them to come. As a matter of fact, let me quote part of what he said there. Let me quote part of what he said, because we come with the facts here. We didn't come with propaganda. No, we left there for GINA, left there for DPI, left there for NCN. Right? Beat and teach, that's what he was doing. Here is what Raphael Chapman said, and I read to the editor. He said, the record would show that in 2018, we held our first oil and gas expo. Every effort was made to ensure that the world saw Guyana's best face featured. Of course, you know, Kwame didn't went there. Despite our age-old quarrels. To this end, Mr. Trotman said, we ensured that the opposition PPPC was invited to participate, not just as guests, but as panelists. To this end, Charles Ramson Jr., you know, the oil and gas specialist, who is Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture. Yeah, that same oil and gas specialist. He was nominated by the PPPC to participate, and he did so on a panel discussion on the theme Effective Management of Guyana's Oil and Gas Resources. And likewise, Robert M. Passad, immediate past Minister of Natural Resources, presented under the theme Global Experiences in Developing an Oil and Gas Sector. That is the stark difference between then and now. And folks, that is according to Mr. Raphael Trotman, who was the former Minister of Natural Resources himself. Beat and teach. So PVP, trench crappers, trenches, and jagabats. We got to do better. We got to do better. Beat and teach. Beat and teach. Another schooling that took place, which brings us to the main event tonight, folks. Another schooling was in the High Court today. The High Court, where Anil Nandilal, the AG, the learned AG, my learned AG, my learned AG, even the case since 2022, my learned AG, lost yet another case. I don't know. It's something, I think it's something with the AGC. Because Bassy Lil Bright, AG Lil Bright, right? So maybe. But he was schooled today. Beat and teach, Selwyn Pieters was doing. In the High Court today, beat and teach with the facts, with the law, armed with it, right? With logic and language. Defeated the AG yet again. And so that matter now moves on to the High Court. And we're going to talk with Selwyn Pieters, folks, for the main event this evening. It is my privilege to welcome one of the heavyweight champions of the world in the legal fraternity, international lawyer, Mr. Selwyn Pieters himself. Good to have him with us this evening, folks. Without any further ado, here's the fella. Selwyn, very good evening to you, sir. Very good evening to you, Selwyn. All right, let me just adjust my audio, and we're gonna be good to go. Stay with us, folks. Stay with us. And good to have Selwyn here with us. 1 second to streamline our audio, and we're gonna be good to go. Selwyn, are you there? Good to have you. Good to have Selwyn with us again, folks. The one and only Selwyn, how are you doing? I'll be grateful if you can center up your camera a little bit so we see more of you. And I know, let me just make sure that I have my audio is great. And guys, we're gonna yep. Let me make sure that's good for us. And I think, yeah. Yes, Mr. Peters. Welcome and good evening, sir. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. And you're hearing me well from your end, correct?
Yes, I'm hearing you well now. Glad
Yes.
to have you here. So let us set for our viewers from around the world the context of this case. And you can correct me if I'm wrong. This case was brought because the then new government, they were failing to honor the promotion list of the Police Service Commission. Take us from there.
Well, it's a little more than that.
Tell us.
In May of 2021 and June of 2021, the president issued a series of letters. Firstly, he issued letters to Paul Slow. Well, not the president, sorry, the prime minister issued letters to Paul Slow and Clinton Conway asking them to show cause why they should not be removed from the Police Service Commission for misconduct. A few days later, well, actually, one day after Paul Slow and Clinton Conway responded, on June 1st of 2021, another series of letters were issued to the entire commission that they should show cause why they should not be removed from office. And the basis for that letter was that they joined an action which was within their rights, challenging the usurpation of or trampling the independence of the service commissions, but in respect to the Fiscal Management Accountability Act. And certainly because the Police Service Commission was represented by Roysdale Ford SC and some other lawyers or attorneys who were politicians as well. The government sought to say that the Police Service Commission was taking sides. And as you know, that case went in favor of all the applicants who challenged the government conduct with respect to that act. The president received those submissions, and there's preconditions in the Constitution. So he said, look, I'm going to cause an inquiry to be made into whether or not the commission's officers or appointees should be removed from office. And the conditions precedent to that wasn't met. Number one, they had no Judicial Service Commission. And so he would have had to consult with the Judicial Service Commission. And he would have had to done that also in respect to the suspension of the chairman of the Police Service Commission. And he would have had to consult with the Police Service Commission chairman and the Judicial Service Commission to suspend the members. Seeing that there was no service commission in force, he could not suspend the members of the Police Service Commission, but yet he went ahead and unconstitutionally suspended the members of the commission. And it was pretty strange that he did that, because the commission's tenure ended on August 8th.
It was going to end anyway, but he couldn't wait.
Yeah, like, why are you suspending the commission in June when their tenure is up in less than 2 months. And so I give them the advice that because the president acted unconstitutionally, his decision had no force or effect, and they ought to continue their work as they should. And so on June 28th, when the court threw out the action brought by Senior Superintendent Brutus, the Police Service Commission issued its promotion list that it had respectfully held in abeyance since December of 2020, when Mr. Brutus brought the action to stop the promotion. There's no injunction on June 28th, so the commission released its promotion list, which the government refused to acknowledge, or refused to honor. And quite frankly, the suspension of the commission was colorable, and it is tied to that promotion. The government, there are allegations that the government, all the way to the top, was trying to usurp the power and interfere with the operations of the Police Service Commission. And certainly, um, the commissioners filed an application challenging the decision to suspend them. And before that, Mr. Nandala, when I had advised the commission they didn't need to follow an illegal directive from the president, Mr. Nandla went on his show, Issues in the News, and he went on NCN and everywhere else and said, look, the president is a president, and if you don't agree with the president's order, you can't just work around it. You have to go to court and challenge it by way of judicial review. That's what Paul Slodem did. When they did that, he filed an application to get the president struck. The president was struck, and he was substituted in the president's stead. The same day that occurred, he brought an application to strike the entire thing out. And he argued a loss of jurisdiction because the
Yeah.
commission's tenure ended, which
Mr.
was
Peters, I want to ask you two questions before we get to
yeah.
this aspect of where the legal proceedings are. There was one issue where I think the Chief Justice said very clearly and in plain language that the commission was duly constituted, and so the police promotion list should have been effected.
Well, no, we don't have a ruling on the police promotion list. The one that Paul Slow and his team released on the 20th. What we had, you're speaking about Mr. Brutus' case, where the Supreme, where the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court essentially said, look, at the time that Brutus brought this challenge, it was premature, it was self-serving, and he was basically instituting processes against his rivals to stymie them, and that certainly had no bearing on what the commission's function and its role and its responsibilities were. And she saw no impediment to the promotion of officers, including those officers which where contrived charges were brought against them or purported to be brought against them, so that the commission wouldn't have promoted them. She saw no issues. No, she felt that actually she used a term in judicial review. She says there was no legitimate expectation on Brutus' part to be promoted by the Police Service Commission while he had disciplinary charges in process.
Yeah, and just for those who are listening to us and viewing us, those disciplinary charges surrounded sexual misconduct.
Well, not for Brutus.
This was Karen Mash.
Yes.
Good, great.
For Brutus, it was with respect to financial stewardship, I believe, in terms of and other matters when he was the commander of C Division.
Great.
And
another issue before we move on was the fact that Mr. Paul Slow had charged that the president's action constituted, if my terminology is right, to interference because the president had called him and basically, I think, was asking favors. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the allegations that the chairman of the Police Service Commission had made was that there was he met with the president, which is acceptable, for a new president to meet with the service commissioners and the chief justice, etc. And so he said he had a meeting with the president, and then it was followed up by phone calls urging them to promote certain officers or to favor certain officers in the promotion process. He explained the process to the president, and it was followed by another phone call by an assistant commissioner, which him and the commissioners upbraided that assistant commissioner for directly writing to the Police Service Commission, which would not have been following the chain of command and the sort of the command linkage between the commission and the Guyana Police Force. That was one issue. He said the president called him after he spoke to that assistant commissioner and said that, look, I directed the assistant commissioner to call you, and you shouldn't have been harsh on the man as you were. And that was with respect to promoting certain officers, some of them from sergeants to assistant superintendent, which is unusual in the promotion process of the Guyana Police Force. There was also
Interesting.
Yes, there was also the issue where the promotion list was leaked. So the commission had a promotion list that they were working through, and the process is very turgid, as Paul Slow explained on other programs, because they have to go through the seniority of persons who retired, persons who were promoted upwards, and then they adjust the seniority of those and rank them. And so it's a pretty involved process, and so it takes many rounds of meetings to settle on who is going to be promoted. So as they were finalizing the list, it wasn't finalized. The list was leaked from someone at the commission to Senior Superintendent Brutus, and
Mhm.
that's in his affidavit that this list was leaked. And that caused a whole chain of events again, because the president allegedly, according to Paul Slow, was upset that his people were not on the promotion list. And he,
Wow.
right.
Wow. Yeah, so it brings us now to the litigation where that was brought by AG Nandalal that says that the court didn't have the jurisdiction and that this matter should be struck out. Take us from there.
Yeah, I think it's unfortunate that, and I think the court recognized that it's unfortunate that the AG would have brought such an application where these important constitutional issues are at play. So the issues really were, whether or not the suspended commissioners have an interest in the matter that survives the um, termination of their 3-year term of office. There was also the public interest issue as to whether the public interest in the substantive issue concerning the legality of the suspension of the commissioners should be heard and determined on its merits. And then, the court used some Latin. He says, well, does it cry out for judicial imprimatur? So does it cry out really for judicial determination? And then the court asks itself as well whether it's the former commissioner, Paul Slow, has a sufficient interest and locus standi, which is standing to continue the proceedings and be substituted as an applicant in the stead of the Police Service Commission. And the court said yes on all three issues, that these are public interest litigation, and to strike out this application that raises significant public interest issues would leave the substantive issue of the legality of the suspension of the commissioners unaddressed.
Yep.
which can arise in another case.
Yeah, and
You
I
know,
think I saw one report. I think that I was quoting the judgment that said that you couldn't just leave the legality, as you said, of the president's action hanging.
that's
You
right.
needed you needed in the public's interest. You needed a conclusion on it.
Yes, the court said to hold otherwise. This is quoting Justice Gino Passat. To hold otherwise would be to leave the legality of the suspension hanging, never to be adjudicated upon simply because of the inescapable fact that the life of the commissioners came to an end after the filing of these proceedings. This does not seem to me either, and this is important, logical or fair, but rather, and this is the lashes that the Attorney General got, an affront to fairness, natural justice,
Mhm.
access to justice, and indeed the rule of law. That is what the justice said. You don't want you're acting unfairly. You're breaching natural justice. You're denying access to justice, and the rule of law is being trampled upon. How can you illegally suspend the commissioners unconstitutionally, and then you don't want this matter to be heard and adjudicated their suspension? I mean, public law, employment law, quasi public law, constitutional law, all these notions apply: fairness, natural justice, access to justice, and the rule of law.
Well,
I
I'm
mean,
I'm
this is
happy.
public law 101.
I'm happy, Attorney Law, Selwyn Pieters, to hear you enumerate, adumbrate all of them, because we live in a society where we talk one thing, but the practice of it is something starkly different. And I think they're going to have to relook at some of their actions and see whether they're really matching up to what they are saying, because we talk about the rule of law, right? And being a country where we apply the rule of law, we talk about being a country of laws and democracy and fairness and equity and all of that. But the practice of it, and I think even to the person who isn't schooled very well in the law like I am, the unfairness of it shouts at you. You said, the commission had a couple months left. Why this haste to dismantle it, right? The Judicial Service Commission, 18 months later, has not been constituted, and a whole host of other commissions. How do you run a country like this? Selwyn, where does this matter go from here now?
Well, what the judge has done is the judge has set an ambitious timetable out for us. So the attorney general has to file an affidavit in defense by April 6, 2022, which is less than a month away. And we have to file an affidavit in reply by the 20th of April if we so choose, because Mr. Slow had already filed a very detailed affidavit. And then the parties have to file and serve written submissions by the 4th of May. And then a date shall be fixed for addresses. So the judge intends to move forward ambitiously with this matter, because he said something which is important. He wants to move ahead quickly, because a hearing and determination would serve to bring clarity to the role of the executive in such instances and ensure that the constitutionally granted autonomy of the PSC remains protected. In other words, in the words of the Honorable Chief Justice, where she stated that paragraph 2 in the Jagu Bin decision, it is an issue that cries out for judicial imprimatur because of the serious implications if a ruling is not made. So he's recognized the importance of the matter, he's recognized the significance of the matter, and he wants to move it ahead at an expedited pace, notwithstanding the delay that has already occurred in this matter.
Seven, I know attorneys at law, especially operating at the level that you do, never want to necessarily tip your hand or that kind of thing. But that withstanding, let's say this case goes the way, which looks, every indication looks like that, the way you want it to go for your client. what would be the natural consequences flowing from that?
Well, I think one of the consequences is, if the suspension is reversed, then certainly the issue of the promotions, the 132 officers that has been in limbo since June 28th of 2021 has to be dealt with. So that's significant. I think the issue of the dignity, these are officers. You must remember, whether it's Vesta Adams or Claire Jarvis or Clinton Conway or Paul Slow or Michael Somersault, these are people that served the Guyana Police Force, all of them, for over 30 or 40 years individually, and collectively close to 150 years collectively. So they brought institutional wisdom to the commission's role. They brought knowledge of the rules, knowledge of how to conduct the business of the commission. They brought a certain dignity to that office, and also their own individual dignity, which was trampled upon when they were suspended. Um, you know, um, Paul Slow and Clinton Conway are co-accused in charges that are quite frankly questionable. Questionable. They were charged with conspiracy to defraud. Two men of high honor who spent most of their lives
Yep.
serving the people of Guyana are treated in that manner. I mean, politics is a really, really dirty game. I mean, I know that you're a political practitioner and a political operative and a very senior politician. It's hard, when you have public servants being pushed into the middle of politics. Paul Slow, Claire Jarvis, Vesta Adams, Michael Somersault, they served almost every single president that served this that ruled this country, from Burnham to Jaggio, the Jaggans,
Yep.
even Ali, because when they were in their positions when Ali assumed power, they're impartial. That's their role. That's why they're a constitutionally autonomous body. Their role is to serve all the presidents, all the people, impartially, without fear or favor. And to trample on them in this way sends the wrong message. And that's why the court said, well, a hearing will serve to bring clarity to the role of the executive. The president must not have that power, this president or any other president in the future, to interfere with a constitutional mandated body in the way the police service commissioner was dealt with. It must not happen.
Very well, very well. Attorney at law Selwyn Pieters, I want to thank you for your time with us this evening. If there's anything else you wish for the public to know on this matter, by all means, go right ahead.
Well, what I'll say to the public is that, regardless of what political stripes you are, whether you're PPPC, whether you're APNU AFC, or PNCR or WPA, the political machinery has its own spear, and it cannot trample into the spear of a constitutionally mandated body. The Police Service Commission had a process to appoint the members, and it had to go through the parliament. Parliament is another branch of government, and the parliament had to give its stamp of approval, not unlike any other service commissions that goes before a parliamentary subcommittee and goes to the parliament for approval before it goes to the executive for the executive to swear them in and issue them their instruments of office. When these things occur, regardless of how you perceive the commissioner or the members, you have to respect their independence, and you have to sort of allow for the fact that even if somebody is a PPPC diehard or a PNC diehard, in the performance of their duties, they can set aside any political biases they may have and conduct themselves in an impartial, fair, and judicious manner. And I would say that that is exactly how the Police Service Commission conducted itself, the Teaching Service Commission conducted itself, the Judicial Service Commission conducted itself, and we have to respect independent service commissions in their own spheres. Otherwise, people wouldn't want to fill those roles
Yeah.
because then they're kicked around as political footballs and their integrity has been shredded.
Yep. 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 Attorney at Law Selwyn Pieters again. It was my privilege, sir, having you in the ring yet another evening. Thank you very much, sir, for your time with us tonight.
Yes, and thank you very much, sir, for having me.
Fantastic. Stay well, and thank you for your very kind words early on as well. Thank you. Yep, that's our program this evening, folks. That's our program. A sound attorney at law, an international lawyer, Guyanese, working out of Canada. International lawyers, works in many jurisdictions. Selwyn Pieters, attorney at law, the man himself, and again, a tremendous victory in the High Court just today. The matter rolls on for fuller hearing. Again, it was challenged on jurisdiction and a whole host of other issues, lost in all the major points. And all the points there. Yet another case, the Attorney General has lost. He ain't win nothing yet, folks. He ain't win nothing. Sadly and unfortunately, share the live stream before you go. Smash that emoji button. Smash it. Smash it, folks. Smash it before you go. And guys, you know we say always, because we mean it. We love you guys. And we cannot do these programs without you. So we're going to encourage you guys to partner with me, man. Partner with us. Folks, I had to take my chair down a little bit for Selwyn. It feels a little awkward. But we're going to get through it, folks. We at the end of the program, partner with us. We're available via the Cash App. Our Cash App handle is the $ in the ring 592. The $ or the dollar symbol. In the ring 592, we're available via Zelle, via PayPal. One email address, in the ring 592 at gmail.com. In the ring 592 gmail.com. Available via MMG as well. You know, that's the local Cash App. Folks, our number there is 627-6963. It's right there. It's right there. 627-6963 is our MMG number, and we're available via MoneyGram, via Western Union as well. The number you want to call for any guidance, you want to WhatsApp for any guidance, is that very MMG number, 627-6963. Guys, give this program a share. Let folks know what is happening in this country. Them boys want to interfere in everything. Them boys want to interfere in everything. And while you do that, folks, come back and partner with us. We got our own responsibilities to meet, and we try to operate at a certain level. People can't say, we owe them, and them kinds of things. So help us to meet our responsibility to keep all of this going, guys, that you get credible and vital information like you just got. No mincing of words there. That's the facts. That's what's happening in court today. There's no propaganda. All right? You can't pass a loss. A loss is a loss in the High Court. Right? You dust off, the loser, and you go again. Well, Anil racking up a lot of losses. I don't know if we're going back to more losses or we can try to be successful. But whatever the outcome, folks, justice must be done. That's what the High Court said today in this matter. They got serious issues to be discussed. The public need to know, did the president act correctly or did the president act illegally in suspending the Police Service Commission and all the other issues that are in contention here? We need to know it's in the public interest that we know. You hear the language crying out. The people need to know, you need to know, I need to know. I need to know so you can know. Folks, come back. Partner with us so we can do more of this. That's our time, folks. That's our time. Good to have so many of you with us. I see Clive Jackson is still here. Leonard Joseph is still here. Isabella Butters. Share the live stream for us. Smash that emoji button. Janet, the name is gone. MK Blair. Diane Graves and Marsha Batiste. Roxanne Odessa-Ward. Yvonne Daly. All you fantastic folks, thanks for joining us this evening. Share the live stream before you go. Share the program. Share. Smash the emoji button. Smash it. Don't break up your phone. Don't break up your television. Don't break up your computer or your tablet. But smash it, folks. Smash it for us. Smash it, guys. Share the live stream. That's our time. Stay, folks, safe. Stay safe, folks. We're going to see you back here tomorrow. FYI at 8 in the morning. Below the belt at 12. And then, folks, we're back in the ring at 8 p.m. That being said, stay safe, folks. Stay safe. That's our time.